Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever stood at the edge of a vast ocean and felt its rhythm waves rising, falling, and returning to the shore in perfect harmony? That rhythm, that natural flow, is a mirror of the universe. It tells us something profound. Life is not meant to be forced, it is meant to be trusted. Today I invite you to let go, relax, and trust the universe. These three principles are not passive acts of surrender, but powerful alignments with the deeper forces that govern our reality. Let's explore how these simple yet profound actions can transform your life. Letting go of resistance is an act of profound courage and trust. It's the release of the internal struggle that often stems from our need to control outcomes, define circumstances, or dictate the path our lives should take. Resistance, at its core, is a state of inner conflict, a tension between what is and what we think should be. This conflict manifests as stress, anxiety, frustration, and even despair when things don't unfold according to our expectations. Letting go, then, is not about surrendering to defeat, but about stepping into harmony with the flow of life. The root of resistance lies in fear of the unknown, fear of failure, and fear of losing control. Our minds are wired to seek certainty, and when uncertainty arises, we instinctively push against it. This pushing takes many forms: clinging to people or situations, obsessing over outcomes, or overanalyzing every decision. Yet the more we resist, the more energy we expend, and the further we drift from the peace and clarity that allow us to move forward. When you hold tightly to an outcome, you create a psychological and emotional barrier between yourself and the natural flow of life. Imagine trying to swim against a powerful current in a river. The harder you paddle upstream, the more exhausted you become, and the less progress you make. In contrast, letting go is like turning around and flowing with the current. It's not passive, but rather an active choice to trust the river's direction. Letting go of resistance requires self-awareness, the ability to recognize when you are in a state of struggle and consciously decide to release it. Often resistance is so ingrained in our habits and thought patterns that we may not even realize we are holding on. It may manifest as overthinking, second-guessing, or a constant sense of unease. By pausing, observing your thoughts, and acknowledging the tension within you, you take the first step toward release. One of the most profound truths about letting go is that it liberates not just your mind but your energy. When you resist, you channel your energy into fighting circumstances. This energy could be better used for creativity, problem solving, or simply enjoying life. By releasing resistance, you free yourself to focus on what truly matters and open the door to new possibilities. The act of letting go also involves acceptance of the present moment, acceptance of uncertainty, and acceptance of yourself. Acceptance doesn't mean you approve of everything as it is, or that you stop striving for change. Instead, it means you stop fighting what you cannot control. This doesn't signify weakness; on the contrary, it reflects immense inner strength. Acceptance allows you to conserve energy, gain clarity, and make thoughtful choices that align with your values and goals. At times, resistance stems from our attachment to a particular identity, belief, or expectation. We may believe that our happiness depends on achieving a certain goal, or that our worth is tied to external validation. These attachments create a narrow lens through which we view life, causing us to resist anything that doesn't fit within this framework. Letting go means expanding that lens and recognizing that life is abundant with possibilities beyond what we can currently perceive. When you let go of resistance, you also give yourself permission to grow. Growth often requires stepping outside of your comfort zone and embracing the unknown. Resistance keeps you confined to the familiar, even when it no longer serves you. By releasing it, you create space for new experiences, insights, and opportunities to enter your life. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring or that you abandon your dreams. It means you stop clinging to them in a way that creates tension and fear. It's about holding your desires lightly, trusting that if they are meant for you, they will come in their own time and way. This trust is not passive resignation, but an active alignment with the natural order of life. The journey of letting go is deeply personal and often challenging. It requires vulnerability, the willingness to face uncertainty without guarantees. It may involve grieving for what you thought should have been or confronting fears you've long avoided. Yet on the other side of this process lies a profound sense of freedom and peace. Letting go is not about losing, it's about gaining a deeper connection to yourself and to the universal flow that carries you toward your highest good. The power of relaxation is a transformative force that is often overlooked in a world that values constant activity and relentless pursuit of goals. Relaxation is not just a state of rest, it is a profound alignment with the natural rhythm of life. It is a practice of allowing yourself to release tension, quiet the mind, and create space for clarity and renewal. When embraced fully, relaxation becomes a tool for healing, creativity, and connection to the deeper intelligence that guides all things. Relaxation begins with the body but extends far beyond it. When we think of relaxation, we often associate it with physical rest, lying down, taking a break, or engaging in leisurely activities. While these practices are essential, true relaxation involves a deeper letting go of the mental and emotional burdens that weigh us down. It is about releasing the constant stream of thoughts, worries, and fears that keep our minds in a state of perpetual motion. At its core, relaxation is a shift in awareness. It invites us to step out of the reactive mode of living and into a state of presence. In this state, we are not caught up in the past or the future. We are fully here, in the now. This presence allows us to see situations more clearly, respond to challenges more calmly, and connect with a sense of inner peace that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. Stress and tension are often the result of resisting what is. When we push against life, whether through overthinking, overworking, or trying to control outcomes, we create internal friction that drains our energy and clouds our judgment. Relaxation, on the other hand, is an act of surrender. It is the choice to stop resisting and start flowing with the current of life. This doesn't mean giving up on your goals or ambitions. It means approaching them from a place of ease rather than struggle. The physical benefits of relaxation are well documented. When you relax, your body shifts from the fight or flight response into the parasympathetic state, where healing and regeneration occur. Your heart rate slows, your blood pressure stabilizes, and your muscles release tension. But beyond these physiological effects, relaxation has a profound impact on your mental and emotional well-being. It creates a fertile ground for creativity, intuition, and problem-solving to flourish. Relaxation is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Just as the soil needs time to rest between harvests, your mind and body need periods of stillness to recharge. Without relaxation, you risk burnout, fatigue, and a diminished ability to focus. In the stillness of relaxation, you replenish your energy, restore your clarity, and reconnect with your inner wisdom. This stillness is not emptiness, it is a space of infinite potential where ideas, insights, and solutions naturally arise. The mind, when relaxed, becomes a powerful tool. A tense mind is scattered and reactive, but a relaxed mind is focused and receptive. When you allow your thoughts to settle, like sediment in a glass of water, you can see more clearly. In this clarity, you often find answers to questions you didn't even know you were asking. Relaxation enhances your ability to trust your intuition and make decisions from a place of confidence and alignment. Relaxation also cultivates a sense of connection. In moments of stillness, you are reminded of your place within the greater whole. You feel a sense of unity with the world around you, as if you are part of a larger, harmonious rhythm. This connection fosters gratitude, compassion, and a deeper appreciation for life. It reminds you that you are supported by forces greater than yourself, and that you don't have to carry every burden alone. In a culture that prizes productivity, relaxation can feel counterintuitive. We are conditioned to believe that the harder we work, the more successful we will be. But relaxation is not the opposite of productivity, it is its foundation. When you are relaxed, you work smarter, not harder. You approach tasks with greater focus, creativity, and efficiency. The energy you save by not forcing things is channeled into inspired action, making your efforts more impactful. The practice of relaxation is simple yet profound. It begins with awareness recognizing when you are holding tension in your body or mind. From there, you can consciously choose to release it through your breath, your posture, or your thoughts. Each breath becomes an act of letting go, a reminder that you are safe, supported, and capable. Relaxation doesn't require special tools or conditions. It is available to you in every moment, no matter where you are or what you are doing. Through relaxation, you align yourself with the natural flow of life. You stop pushing against the tide and allow yourself to be carried by it. This alignment brings a sense of ease and grace to everything you do. It allows you to navigate challenges with resilience and embrace opportunities with open arms. Relaxation is not an escape from reality. It is a return to it, a way of living that is grounded, centered, and deeply connected to the essence of who you are. Trust is one of the most powerful creative forces in existence. It is the invisible thread that connects your desires to their manifestation. Trust is not simply a passive belief in something unseen. It is an active, dynamic force that shapes your reality. When you trust, you align yourself with the flow of life, stepping into harmony with the infinite intelligence that governs the universe. It is this trust that opens the door to creativity, innovation, and the fulfillment of your deepest aspirations. At the heart of trust lies faith, not blind faith, but an unwavering confidence that everything is unfolding as it should, even when the path ahead is unclear. This faith is a choice, a decision to believe that the universe is working in your favor, orchestrating circumstances and events to bring your desires into reality. Trust is not a demand for immediate answers. It is a willingness to move forward without needing to see the whole picture. It is the courage to take the next step, even when the outcome is uncertain. Trust, as a creative force, begins with letting go of doubt and fear. Doubt is a thief of energy, and fear is a barrier to action. When you doubt, you create resistance, and when you fear, you shrink from opportunities. Trust dissolves both. It transforms doubt into assurance and fear into courage. Trust allows you to take risks, to dream boldly, and to step into the unknown with confidence. It reminds you that the same energy that planted your dreams in your heart will also guide you toward their realization. Creativity thrives in the presence of trust. When you trust, you access a deeper part of yourself, the part that is connected to infinite possibilities. This connection is not something you have to create. It is always there. Trust simply removes the barriers that prevent you from seeing it. In moments of trust, inspiration flows effortlessly. Ideas come to you with clarity and precision. Solutions to problems appear as if by magic. Trust unlocks the wellspring of your imagination, allowing you to create from a place of ease and joy. One of the most remarkable aspects of trust is its ability to transform uncertainty into opportunity. Life is full of unknowns, and these can either paralyze you with fear or inspire you with possibility. When you trust, you see uncertainty not as a threat, but as a canvas on which to paint your dreams. Trust gives you the freedom to explore, to experiment, and to embrace the unexpected. It reminds you that even setbacks and detours are part of the journey, leading you closer to your ultimate destination. Trust also plays a crucial role in the timing of creation. The universe operates on its own timeline, and this timeline is often different from what you expect or desire. Trust is the patience to allow things to unfold naturally, without forcing or rushing the process. It is the recognition that there is a divine order to everything, and that what is meant for you will not pass you by. Trust allows you to release the need for control, and to embrace the flow of life, knowing that everything is happening at the right time and in the right way. Trust as a creative force is not limited to your relationship with the universe. It also extends to your relationship with yourself. To trust yourself is to believe in your own abilities, intuition, and resilience. It is the understanding that you are capable of navigating challenges and seizing opportunities. Self-trust is the foundation of confidence and self-expression. When you trust yourself, you give yourself permission to be authentic, to take risks, and to pursue your passions with conviction. The power of trust lies in its ability to dissolve separation. When you trust, you no longer see yourself as separate from your desires or from the universe. Instead, you recognize that you are an integral part of the creative process. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions are not isolated. They are in constant dialogue with the larger forces at play. Trust bridges the gap between the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown. It reminds you that you are a co-creator of your reality, working in partnership with the universe to bring your visions to life. Trust is also a source of inner peace. It quiets the mind and soothes the soul, allowing you to move through life with a sense of ease and grace. When you trust, you no longer feel the need to control every detail or to fight against circumstances. Instead, you surrender to the flow, knowing that you are supported and guided every step of the way. This surrender is not weakness, it is strength. It is the recognition that you are part of something greater than yourself, and that this greater force is always working in your favor. In its highest form, trust is an act of love. It is a deep, abiding love for life itself and for the infinite possibilities it holds. Trust allows you to see beauty in every moment, to find joy in the journey, and to embrace the unknown with open arms. It is through trust that you align with the creative energy of the universe, allowing it to flow through you and into the world. Trust is not just a feeling or a belief. It is a way of being, a state of alignment with the boundless potential of creation. Imagination is one of the most profound and powerful faculties of the human mind. It is not merely a tool for daydreaming or idle fantasy. It is a divine instrument through which you shape your reality. Imagination is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown, the tangible and the intangible. It is the starting point of all creation, the seed from which every idea, invention, and achievement is born. Through imagination, you connect to the infinite possibilities of existence and bring them into form. The power of imagination lies in its ability to transcend the limitations of the physical world. While your senses perceive what is, your imagination envisions what could be. It allows you to move beyond the boundaries of your current circumstances and tap into the potential of your desires. Imagination is not constrained by time or space. It exists in a realm of infinite freedom, where anything is possible. It is in this realm that you plant the seeds of your dreams and set the process of creation in motion. Every thought you hold in your imagination carries with it a vibrational energy. This energy interacts with the world around you, attracting circumstances, people, and opportunities that align with your vision. When you vividly imagine something with clarity and emotion, you are sending out a signal to the universe that this is your reality. The universe, in turn, responds to this signal by orchestrating events and circumstances to match the frequency of your imagination. This is the essence of the creative process. What you hold in your mind, you bring into being. Imagination is not separate from action. It is the foundation of it. Before any action can take place, there must first be a vision. The great accomplishments of humanity, whether in art, science, technology, or social progress, began as ideas in the minds of those who dared to imagine something greater. These individuals did not limit themselves to what was already known or possible. They allowed their imagination to guide them into uncharted territory. In doing so, they turned the impossible into the inevitable. One of the most divine aspects of imagination is its ability to evoke emotion. When you imagine something vividly, your mind and body respond as though it is already real. This emotional resonance is a powerful catalyst for manifestation. By imagining your desires as if they have already been fulfilled, you create a state of being that aligns with the reality you wish to experience. This alignment is not a passive act. It is an active participation in the creative process. Your imagination becomes the blueprint for your reality, and your emotions provide the energy that brings it to life. Imagination also serves as a source of inspiration and guidance. In moments of stillness, when you allow your mind to wander freely, you often find insights and solutions that eluded you in your waking, logical state. This is because imagination connects you to a higher intelligence, a wellspring of wisdom and creativity that exists beyond the confines of the rational mind. Through imagination, you access this divine source and bring its insights into your awareness. To use imagination as a divine tool, it is essential to approach it with intention and focus. Random or chaotic thoughts can lead to scattered results, but a clear and purposeful vision channels your creative energy. in a specific direction. When you use your imagination intentionally, you become a deliberate creator of your reality. You are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances. Instead, you shape your world from the inside out. Imagination is also a tool for healing and transformation. By imagining a state of health, peace, or abundance, you can shift your inner state and influence your outer reality. This is not wishful thinking, but a process of aligning your mind and energy with the outcome you desire. Many great teachers and healers have demonstrated the power of imagination to bring about profound changes in their lives and the lives of others. It is through imagination that you rewrite the narrative of your life and step into the person you are meant to be. Another remarkable quality of imagination is its ability to connect you to others and to the world around you. When you imagine something, you are not only shaping your personal reality, but also contributing to the collective consciousness. Your visions, dreams, and ideas ripple outward, inspiring others and creating a shared sense of possibility. Imagination is not a solitary act. It is a collaborative process that weaves together the threads of individual and collective creation. Imagination invites you to dream boldly and without limitation. It encourages you to see not only what is, but also what can be. It reminds you that you are not a passive observer of life, but an active participant in its unfolding. Through imagination, you recognize your role as a co-creator, working in harmony with the universe to bring forth the beauty, abundance, and joy that you envision. It is through imagination that you tap into the divine, not as something separate from you, but as a force that flows through you, empowering you to create a life that reflects the highest expression of who you are. Releasing the need to know how is one of the most liberating and transformative shifts you can make in your journey toward creating the life you desire. It is a conscious decision to trust the process of life, to let go of the compulsion to control every detail, and to surrender the obsession with figuring out the exact path to your goals. This act of release is not about giving up, it is about stepping back and allowing the natural intelligence of the universe to orchestrate events in ways that are beyond your current understanding. The need to know how often arises from fear and doubt. When faced with uncertainty, the mind scrambles to create a sense of security by trying to map out every step, predict every outcome, and anticipate every obstacle. This can lead to overthinking, analysis paralysis, and an overwhelming sense of stress. The truth is, the need to know how stems from a lack of trust in yourself, in life, and in the larger forces at play. It is an attempt to control what is inherently uncontrollable. By releasing the need to know how, you free yourself from this cycle of mental tension and allow life to unfold naturally. Letting go of the how does not mean abandoning your goals or ceasing to take action. It means shifting your focus from the mechanics of the process to the vision of the outcome. When you trust in the unfolding of your desires, you open yourself to possibilities that your limited perspective could never have imagined. Life often works in mysterious and unexpected ways. When you cling to a specific method or path, you may inadvertently block the very opportunities and synchronicities that could lead you to your goal. The need to know how creates a tunnel vision that blinds you to the infinite ways the universe can work on your behalf. Releasing this need is an act of surrender, a recognition that there is a greater intelligence at work, one that can weave together the threads of your life in ways that defy logic. When you release the need to know how, you step into a state of flow. In this state, you act with intention and clarity, but without the burden of anxiety or control. You take inspired action based on what feels right in the moment, trusting that each step will reveal the next. This doesn't mean you act without a plan, rather. It means your plan remains flexible and adaptable, open to the guidance of intuition and the unfolding of circumstances. Releasing the need to know how also allows you to stay present. When you are fixated on figuring out the future, you miss the richness and opportunities of the present moment. The present is where life happens, where inspiration strikes, and where action can be taken. By letting go of the obsession with how, you free your mind to fully engage with the now, where the seeds of your future are planted and nurtured. This act of release is deeply tied to trust in the universe, trust in your inner guidance, and trust in the process of life. When you trust, you recognize that you don't have to have all the answers. You don't need to know how every piece will fall into place, because you believe that they will. Trust is not passive, it is an active engagement with life, rooted in the belief that everything is unfolding in your favor, even if it doesn't appear that way in the moment. One of the greatest challenges in releasing the need to know how is overcoming the ego's desire for control. The ego thrives on certainty, on being the architect of its own destiny. But the ego's perspective is limited, confined to what it knows and can predict. By contrast, the universe operates on a scale far greater than the ego can comprehend. When you release the need to know how, you humble yourself to this larger perspective, allowing life to work through you, rather than forcing it to conform to your will. Releasing the need to know how does not mean ignoring responsibility or abandoning effort. On the contrary, it empowers you to focus on what is within your control, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. You cultivate the inner qualities that align with your desires, belief, gratitude, and persistence, while trusting that the external circumstances will align in their own time and way. This balance between effort and surrender is the essence of co-creation. The act of letting go of how also liberates your energy. The mental effort spent trying to calculate and control every detail can be redirected toward more meaningful pursuits. Instead of worrying about the process, you channel your energy into visualizing your goal, taking inspired steps, and staying aligned with your purpose. This shift not only enhances your sense of peace and well-being, but also accelerates the manifestation of your desires, as your energy becomes focused and purposeful. Letting go of how invites a sense of wonder and curiosity into your life. It transforms the journey from a stressful grind into an adventure filled with surprises. When you no longer feel the need to micromanage the universe, you become open to the magic and mystery of the unfolding process. You learn to embrace the unknown, not as a source of fear, but as a space of infinite possibility where miracles are born. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces you can harness in your life. It is far more than a polite acknowledgement of the good things you have received. It is a magnetic energy that draws more abundance, joy, and fulfillment into your reality. Gratitude operates on a vibrational level, aligning your thoughts and emotions with the frequency of abundance. When you express sincere gratitude, you shift your focus from lack to plenty, from dissatisfaction to appreciation, and from fear to love. This shift is not just a mental exercise, it is a transformative act that influences your inner and outer world. At its core, gratitude is an acknowledgement of the good in your life. It is a recognition of the blessings, opportunities, and experiences that have shaped your journey. When you practice gratitude, you affirm that you are already supported, that you already have enough, and that life is working in your favor. This affirmation creates a powerful sense of contentment and peace, freeing you from the constant striving and yearning for more. In this state of appreciation, you become an open channel for receiving even greater blessings. Gratitude is a magnet because it changes your perspective. It trains your mind to focus on what is right rather than what is wrong, on what is present rather than what is missing. This shift in focus is critical because what you give your attention to grows. If you focus on lack, you will see more lack in your life. But when you focus on abundance, you begin to notice the countless ways in which you are already blessed. This awareness is not just a reflection of your circumstances, it is an invitation for more abundance to flow into your life. The emotional resonance of gratitude is a key component of its magnetic power. Gratitude is not merely an intellectual exercise, it is a heartfelt emotion that carries a high vibrational frequency. When you feel grateful, your energy expands, and you radiate positivity. This energy is contagious, influencing not only your own state of mind, but also the people and circumstances around you. It creates a ripple effect, attracting opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with your elevated vibration. Gratitude also plays a vital role in building trust in the universe. When you are grateful, you affirm that life is inherently good, that you are cared for, and that your needs are being met. This trust is a powerful antidote to fear and doubt, which are often rooted in the belief that you are alone or unsupported. Gratitude reminds you that you are part of a larger whole, connected to an infinite source of abundance. This connection strengthens your faith in the unfolding of your journey, even when the path is unclear. One of the most remarkable aspects of gratitude is its ability to transform challenges into opportunities for growth. When you approach difficulties with a grateful heart, you begin to see them not as obstacles but as stepping stones on your path. Gratitude shifts your perspective, allowing you to find the silver lining in every situation. This does not mean ignoring pain or pretending that everything is perfect. It means acknowledging the lessons, insights, and opportunities that arise even in adversity. In doing so, you transform struggle into strength and loss into wisdom. Gratitude also fosters a sense of connection and unity. When you are grateful, you recognize that you are not an isolated being, but part of an interconnected web of relationships, circumstances, and experiences. This recognition inspires a sense of humility and compassion, reminding you of the countless people and forces that contribute to your well-being. Gratitude deepens your relationships, as it encourages you to express appreciation for others and to acknowledge their contributions to your life. This expression of thanks strengthens bonds and creates a positive cycle of giving and receiving. Practicing gratitude is a simple yet profound act. It does not require elaborate rituals or specific conditions. It is accessible to you in every moment. Whether you write in a journal, say a silent prayer, or simply pause to reflect, the act of expressing gratitude shifts your energy and aligns you with abundance. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes, until gratitude becomes a way of being, a lens through which you view the world. Gratitude is also a tool for amplifying the power of intention. When you combine gratitude with your desires, you infuse your intentions with the energy of appreciation and trust. This combination is incredibly potent, as it signals to the universe that you are already aligned with the outcome you seek. By feeling grateful for what you desire as if it has already come to pass, you create a vibrational match that accelerates its manifestation. This practice transforms your desires from wishful thinking into confident expectations. Another dimension of gratitude is its ability to anchor you in the present moment. Often the mind is preoccupied with the past or the future, caught in cycles of regret or worry. Gratitude breaks this cycle by bringing your attention to the here and now. In the present moment, you can fully experience the richness of life, savoring its beauty and wonder. This presence not only enhances your sense of joy, but also deepens your connection to the flow of life, where all possibilities exist. Gratitude is a practice that grows stronger with use. The more you cultivate it, the more natural and effortless it becomes. It is like a muscle that strengthens with exercise, enabling you to face life's ups and downs with greater resilience and grace. Over time, gratitude becomes not just something you do, but something you are, a state of being that radiates abundance, joy, and love. This state of gratitude is the ultimate magnet, drawing to you all that aligns with your highest good. Persisting in the feeling of fulfillment is one of the most transformative practices you can adopt when working toward the realization of your desires. This principle centers on the idea that the state of being you hold within yourself determines the experiences you attract into your life. To persist in the feeling of fulfillment means to consciously and consistently embody the emotions, thoughts, and energy of having already achieved your goal, even before it has manifested in the physical world. This is not merely a technique, it is a way of being, a deliberate alignment with the reality you wish to create. When you persist in the feeling of fulfillment, you bridge the gap between your current circumstances and your desired outcome. The mind often fixates on what is lacking, reinforcing a state of want or dissatisfaction. This focus on lack creates a vibrational mismatch with the reality you seek to manifest. By contrast, when you feel fulfilled, you align yourself with the frequency of having. This alignment acts as a magnetic force, drawing your desired experiences into your life. The universe responds to your inner state, mirroring back to you the energy you project. The practice of persisting in the feeling of fulfillment requires imagination and intentionality. You must allow yourself to vividly envision your desired reality as if it has already come to pass. This involves engaging all your senses and emotions, creating a mental and emotional experience that feels as real as your present circumstances. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined when the emotional intensity is strong enough. By immersing yourself in this state, you effectively reprogram your subconscious mind to accept your desired reality as your current truth. One of the key aspects of persisting in the feeling of fulfillment is consistency. It is not enough to feel fulfilled occasionally or only when circumstances seem favorable. True persistence requires maintaining this state regardless of external appearances. This can be challenging, especially when faced with setbacks or delays. However, it is in these moments that your commitment to the feeling of fulfillment is most important. By holding steadfast to this state, you demonstrate trust in the process and signal to the universe that you are unwavering in your intention. Persistence also requires patience. The physical manifestation of your desires often takes time to unfold, and the path to fulfillment may involve unexpected twists and turns. During this period, it is easy to become discouraged or fall back into old patterns of doubt and fear. However, when you remain anchored in the feeling of fulfillment, you create a steady foundation that allows the manifestation process to unfold naturally. Patience is not passive, it is an active engagement with your inner state, a continual reaffirmation of your faith in the unseen. The feeling of fulfillment is not just about imagining a future state, it is about embodying that state in the present moment. This means living as if your desire is already a reality. How would you think, act, and feel if your goal were already achieved? What choices would you make? What energy would you radiate? By adopting these attitudes and behaviors now, you align your external actions with your internal state, creating a powerful synergy that accelerates the manifestation process. Persisting in the feeling of fulfillment also involves a deep sense of gratitude. Gratitude is a natural byproduct of fulfillment, as it reflects an acknowledgement of having received. By cultivating gratitude for your desired outcome, as if it is already yours, you reinforce the vibrational alignment with your goal. This gratitude not only strengthens your inner state, but also amplifies the energy you send out into the world, creating a ripple effect that attracts more of what you desire. Another crucial element of this practice is resilience. Life is dynamic, and challenges are inevitable. External circumstances may test your resolve, causing you to question the reality of your vision. In these moments, resilience is your anchor. Persisting in the feeling of fulfillment means refusing to let temporary setbacks shake your belief in the ultimate realization of your desire. It is about holding onto your vision with unwavering conviction, knowing that the external world is merely catching up to your internal reality. The mind plays a significant role in this process, and managing your thoughts is essential. Doubts, fears, and negative beliefs may arise, attempting to pull you out of the state of fulfillment. When this happens, it is important to recognize these thoughts without attaching to them. Gently redirect your focus back to the feeling of your desire already being fulfilled. This mental discipline is a form of self-mastery, a practice of choosing your inner state over external distractions. Persisting in the feeling of fulfillment also requires a deep connection to your inner self. This connection is cultivated through practices like meditation, visualization, and self-reflection. These practices help you tune into the energy of your desire, strengthen your belief in its inevitability, and align your entire being with the reality you wish to create. By fostering this inner connection, you build a reservoir of strength and clarity that sustains you throughout the manifestation process. This practice is ultimately about claiming your power as a creator of your reality. It is a recognition that you are not at the mercy of circumstances, but an active participant in the unfolding of your life. By persisting in the feeling of fulfillment, you take responsibility for your inner state, align yourself with your highest vision, and invite the universe to co-create with you. It is through this persistent alignment that you transform your desires from intangible ideas into tangible realities. Embracing divine timing is an invitation to trust in the natural flow of life and the wisdom of the universe. It is the recognition that everything unfolds in its perfect time, and that the universe operates according to a rhythm far greater than our limited understanding. When we embrace divine timing, we release the need to rush, force, or control the process of our desires coming to fruition. Instead, we align ourselves with patience, faith, and a deep knowing that all things happen when they are meant to, for our highest good. The concept of divine timing acknowledges that there is a sequence to events that serves a purpose beyond what we can immediately comprehend. While we may have a strong desire for something to manifest, the timing of its arrival is influenced by a myriad of factors, some seen, some unseen. There are lessons to be learned, opportunities to prepare, and connections to be made that all play a role in bringing your vision to life. Divine timing ensures that when your desire manifests, you are fully ready to receive it, appreciate it, and sustain it. One of the most challenging aspects of embracing divine timing is surrendering the ego's desire for control. The ego thrives on certainty, immediacy, and predictability, often resisting the patience required for divine timing. It wants to know the when and how of everything, creating anxiety and frustration when things do not unfold according to its expectations. Embracing divine timing requires us to let go of these mental constructs and to trust in the greater intelligence that orchestrates the unfolding of our lives. Divine timing teaches us the art of patience. Patience is not simply waiting, it is an active state of being that involves trust, faith, and inner peace. It is about finding contentment in the present moment, even as we hold space for our desires to come into being. This practice of patience allows us to remain open and receptive to the unfolding of our journey, rather than becoming rigid or resentful when things don't happen as quickly as we would like. Patience creates a sense of ease, allowing us to flow with life rather than resist it. Embracing divine timing also helps us avoid forcing outcomes that may not be aligned with our highest good. When we try to rush or manipulate circumstances to achieve a specific result, we may unknowingly disrupt the natural order of events. This can lead to outcomes that feel incomplete, unsatisfying, or even harmful. Divine timing protects us from such missteps by ensuring that everything comes together in a way that is harmonious and supportive of our overall well-being. When we trust in divine timing, we also deepen our connection to the present moment. Often our preoccupation with the future causes us to overlook the beauty, opportunities, and lessons available to us right now. By embracing divine timing, we shift our focus from when will it happen to what can I learn, experience, and appreciate in this moment. This shift not only enriches our lives, but also prepares us to receive our desires with greater gratitude and understanding when they do arrive. Divine timing is often about alignment. Sometimes the delay in manifestation is not about denial, but about preparation. There may be inner work to do, skills to develop, or perspectives to shift before we are ready to receive what we desire. The universe uses this time to help us align with the energy of our vision, ensuring that we are not only capable of manifesting our desires, but also of sustaining and expanding them. This alignment process is an integral part of co-creation, as it ensures that our desires come into being in a way that is truly fulfilling. Another important aspect of divine timing is recognizing the interconnectedness of all things. Our desires do not exist in isolation. They are part of a larger web of relationships, circumstances, and energies. The timing of their manifestation often depends on the alignment of multiple factors, many of which are outside our immediate awareness. Divine timing ensures that these factors come together seamlessly, creating a harmonious outcome that benefits not only us but also the larger whole. Divine timing also cultivates trust in the universe. Trust is a vital component of manifestation, as it signals to the universe that we believe in its ability to deliver our desires. This trust creates a sense of peace and detachment, allowing us to release the need for constant validation or reassurance. When we trust in divine timing, we affirm that the universe knows what is best for us, and that it is always working in our favor, even when we cannot see the full picture. Embracing divine timing invites us to surrender the illusion of control and to step into a space of flow. This surrender is not a passive resignation, but an active partnership with life. It's about showing up fully, taking inspired action, and then releasing attachment to the outcome. In this space of surrender, we create room for miracles, synchronicities, and unexpected blessings to unfold. We allow the universe to guide us, trusting that its timing is always perfect, even when it doesn't align with our own. Divine timing also reminds us of the value of trust in the journey itself. Every moment, every delay, and every detour serves a purpose, shaping us into the person we need to become to fully receive and appreciate our desires. By embracing divine timing, we honor the process of growth and transformation, recognizing that the journey is just as important as the destination. Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in every person's life when they must confront the battle that rages within their own mind. This battle is not fought with physical strength, but with the power of thought. It is a battle that determines whether you rise to the occasion or falter in your own weakness. I am here today to challenge you not to be mentally weak any longer, but to realize the extraordinary power that lies within your mind. The mind is a powerful tool. It is the most potent force in your life. Yet so many allow it to be dominated by doubt, fear, and negativity. But I tell you today, the key to overcoming mental weakness is within you. The truth is that your mind can either be your greatest ally or your greatest enemy. It is time to choose. Let me share with you 8 keynotes that will transform your mindset and free you from the chains of mental weakness. Imagination is the first step in the process of transforming mental weakness into strength. At its core, imagination is not merely about creating daydreams, it is about actively engaging with the mind's ability to visualize possibilities. When you envision a desired outcome, whether it's a personal achievement, a life change, or overcoming a challenge, you are shaping the foundation of your future reality. By directing your imagination toward the life you want to create, you start to plant seeds of belief in your own abilities. The power of imagination lies in its ability to generate a mental image that feels real, which in turn influences your emotions and actions. Imagination works hand in hand with belief. When you allow yourself to imagine success, growth, or change, you are simultaneously activating your belief system. Your belief is the internal affirmation that what you imagine is not just possible, but achievable. This is the bridge that connects your mental images to tangible results. For example, an athlete who visualizes crossing the finish line in first place can cultivate the belief that victory is within their reach. The more vivid and detailed the mental picture, the stronger the belief grows. This belief, when consistently nurtured, transforms into an inner certainty that propels you to act with confidence and resilience, regardless of the challenges in front of you. Manifestation follows as the natural result of a mind that has been fortified with imagination and belief. Manifestation is the process of turning these mental images and beliefs into reality by aligning actions, energy, and focus toward the outcome. When your belief in your vision is strong, you begin to act in ways that are in harmony with your desired future. You no longer passively wait for things to happen, but take proactive steps toward creating them. Imagine someone seeking to improve their health by visualizing themselves stronger and healthier, believing they are capable of making positive changes, and then taking consistent actions like eating well and exercising. They are manifesting this transformation into reality. It's not just about hoping for change, it's about taking mental control and seeing the steps necessary to bring that vision into being. This process works together to shift your mindset from one of weakness to one of empowerment. The combination of imagination, belief, and manifestation forms a continuous cycle. You imagine what you want, you believe it's possible, and you take inspired action to manifest it. Each of these components feeds into the other, making the transformation from mental weakness to strength an ongoing, dynamic process. When you consistently engage your imagination to envision success, reinforce your belief in that success, and take action to manifest it, you build mental fortitude that can overcome any obstacle. Over time, this mental discipline becomes second nature. The more you practice this mindset, the less room there is for doubt, fear, or indecision. Instead, there is a growing confidence in your ability to shape your reality. You stop being at the mercy of external circumstances, and instead you begin to realize that the true power lies within you, fueled by the images you create, the beliefs you hold, and the actions you take. This is how imagination, belief, and manifestation transform mental weakness into an unshakable strength. Believing in your inner strength begins with a deep and unwavering trust in your ability to navigate life's challenges. This belief is not based on external circumstances, but on the recognition that you hold the power to shape your own experience. It is an internal force that grows stronger with every decision you make to rely on your own capabilities. When you believe in your inner strength, you stop looking outside of yourself for validation or for reasons why you can't succeed. Instead, you focus inward, knowing that the resources you need to overcome any obstacle already exist within you. Imagination plays a crucial role in this process by helping you tap into the potential of your inner strength. When you imagine yourself successfully navigating a difficult situation, your mind begins to build confidence. You can see yourself making bold decisions, standing firm in adversity, and emerging victorious. This act of visualizing success helps to quiet any doubts or fears that may otherwise cloud your judgment. By seeing yourself as strong, capable, and resilient, you begin to align your beliefs with this vision of success. The more vividly and frequently you imagine this, the more real it becomes in your mind, and eventually it starts to shape the way you approach real-life situations. Belief then reinforces the strength you've imagined for yourself. Belief is the conviction that what you envision is not only possible, but that you are worthy and capable of achieving it. When you believe in your inner strength, you acknowledge that challenges are simply opportunities for growth, and that every setback is temporary. This belief drives you to persist even when the going gets tough. For example, when faced with a difficult project at work, someone who believes in their inner strength will approach the task with a sense of purpose, seeing it as a challenge to be mastered rather than a problem to be avoided. Their belief empowers them to take proactive steps and push through discomfort, because they know that their strength lies not in avoiding difficulty, but in facing it head-on. Manifestation is the natural progression of belief in your inner strength. As you continue to imagine your success and nurture your belief in your ability to achieve it, you begin to align your actions with this vision. Manifestation is not simply a passive waiting game, it is the deliberate process of taking actions that support your belief. If you believe that you are capable of reaching a personal or professional milestone, you will make decisions and take steps that are in alignment with that belief. For instance, if you imagine yourself becoming a healthier version of yourself and believe in your strength to make lasting changes, you will naturally begin to take practical steps, choosing healthier foods, committing to exercise, and maintaining discipline. The actions you take will reflect your belief in your inner strength, and as you continue to manifest these changes, your strength will continue to grow. This continuous cycle of imagination, belief, and manifestation fosters a sense of empowerment that transforms your mindset. With each success, no matter how small, your belief in your inner strength becomes firmer, and your imagination expands to envision even greater possibilities. Each time you manifest your strength in the world, you reinforce the idea that you are more than capable, that you are not defined by your circumstances, but by the strength you bring from within. This shift in mindset, from one of limitation to one of empowerment, makes you resilient to the challenges life presents. As you continue to imagine, believe, and manifest your inner strength, you build an unshakable foundation of confidence that allows you to face any challenge with grace and determination. The realization that you are the master of your thoughts is a powerful shift that can transform mental weakness into strength. Imagination, belief, and manifestation each play crucial roles in this process, enabling you to regain control over your mind and direct it toward positive outcomes. When you understand that your thoughts are not merely random occurrences but potent forces that shape your life, you begin to take responsibility for what you think and how those thoughts affect your reality. Imagination is the first tool you can use to take charge of your mind. It's not just about creating pleasant fantasies or idle daydreams, but actively using your imagination to visualize what you want to achieve. When you direct your imagination toward your goals, you are teaching your mind to focus on possibilities instead of limitations. For example, if you face a difficult task at work, you might imagine yourself completing it with ease and feeling a sense of accomplishment. This mental exercise begins to rewire your brain to expect success, which in turn strengthens your belief in your ability to handle challenges. The more you use your imagination in this way, the more you shift your mental energy from weakness, where doubt and fear reside, toward empowerment, where confidence and determination thrive. Belief works hand in hand with imagination, reinforcing the mental shift. When you imagine your success vividly, your belief in that success becomes grounded in reality. Belief transforms your imagination from a fleeting image into a deeply held conviction. It gives your imagination purpose and meaning. The more you believe that you are capable of achieving something, the more your thoughts align with that belief, and your actions begin to reflect that certainty. A person who believes they are worthy of a promotion will not hesitate to take on additional responsibilities or showcase their talents. They trust that their efforts will be recognized and rewarded, and this belief drives their actions, solidifying their position of strength. Manifestation takes this process one step further, turning your thoughts and beliefs into tangible results. When your thoughts are aligned with your goals, and your beliefs are firm, your actions naturally follow. Manifestation is the bridge that connects your inner world with the outer world. The more you manifest your desires, the more you reinforce the idea that you are in control of your life and capable of shaping your reality. For instance, someone aiming to improve their fitness might visualize themselves as strong and healthy, believe they can achieve that vision, and take the necessary steps, whether that's regular exercise or healthier eating. Over time, their actions start to create the results they imagined, reinforcing their belief and shifting their mindset toward empowerment. Each success, no matter how small, strengthens their confidence and deepens their sense of control over their own life. In this process, you realize that your thoughts are not passive observers of life, they are active creators. By mastering your thoughts, directing your imagination, cultivating belief, and manifesting your desires, you regain control over your mind. The more you practice this, the more your thoughts align with the life you want to create, building a mental resilience that no challenge can easily disrupt. Your mental strength grows as you understand the immense power you have to influence your reality through your thoughts, and the weakness that once held you back begins to dissipate, replaced by a steady and unwavering confidence in your ability to shape your future. Changing your self-talk is a crucial step in overcoming mental weakness and cultivating a mindset of strength. The way you speak to yourself, both consciously and unconsciously, shapes your perception of the world and your place within it. Imagination, belief, and manifestation are all deeply interconnected with the way you communicate with yourself. When you change the way you speak internally, you can transform your mindset and empower yourself to move beyond limitations. Imagination is the first step in shifting your self-talk. By envisioning a different version of yourself, one that is confident, capable, and strong, you create a mental blueprint of who you want to become. This image forms the foundation for how you begin to talk to yourself. If you imagine yourself as someone who handles challenges with grace and confidence, your self-talk will naturally align with that vision. Instead of saying, "I can't handle this," you might start saying, "I am more than capable of facing this challenge." Imagination allows you to see beyond your current circumstances and view yourself through a lens of possibility, which in turn shifts your internal dialogue. As your imagination fuels your self-image, your self-talk becomes more supportive, affirming your ability to succeed and persevere. Belief strengthens this process by confirming the validity of the images you've created in your mind. When you truly believe in your potential, your self-talk evolves from a space of doubt and fear to one of trust and encouragement. Belief acts as the affirmation that the mental pictures you've imagined are not only possible but inevitable. If you believe that success is within your reach, you begin to speak to yourself in a way that reflects that belief. Rather than focusing on your weaknesses or past failures, your inner dialogue becomes filled with statements like, "I've got this," or "I am capable of achieving anything I set my mind to." This shift in self-talk reflects a deep-rooted belief in your ability to handle whatever life presents. It replaces the limiting voices of self-doubt with empowering affirmations that guide you toward success. Manifestation then brings these thoughts and beliefs into reality by turning them into concrete actions. When your self-talk becomes positive and affirming, it influences how you act in the world. The more you speak to yourself as someone capable, deserving, and strong, the more you align your behavior with that inner dialogue. For instance, if your self-talk reflects the belief that you are a skilled public speaker, You will take steps to practice speaking more often and seek opportunities to present yourself in front of others. Over time, this manifestation of your beliefs into action builds confidence and reinforces your empowering self-talk. The more you take action in line with your positive self-talk, the more your life reflects the strength and capability you've been affirming, creating a cycle of positive reinforcement. As you continue to visualize, believe, and manifest, your self-talk becomes an unbreakable tool that strengthens your mental resilience. Instead of allowing negative thoughts to dictate your actions, you now lead with thoughts that affirm your power, potential, and purpose. The transformation from mental weakness to strength is not an overnight process, but with each shift in your self-talk, you reinforce a new way of being, one where you are the driver of your own destiny. Overcoming fear with action is one of the most transformative steps in building mental strength. Fear often paralyzes us, preventing us from taking the necessary steps toward growth and success. Yet when you combine imagination, belief, and manifestation, you can break free from fear's grip and replace it with empowering action. Each of these elements works together to shift your mindset and move you from a place of anxiety to one of confidence and determination. Imagination is the starting point. When fear arises, it typically centers around an imagined outcome, often one that is negative or uncertain. However, imagination has the power to work in your favor. Rather than imagining worst-case scenarios, you can deliberately shift your focus to positive, empowering outcomes. For example, if you fear public speaking, instead of imagining yourself stumbling or forgetting your words, you can visualize yourself speaking confidently, engaging your audience, and delivering your message with ease. This mental rehearsal helps you overcome the paralyzing effect of fear by replacing the negative images in your mind with those of success and accomplishment. Imagination fuels a new perspective, one that anticipates success rather than failure, which in turn makes the action feel less daunting. Belief strengthens this process by grounding your imagination in reality. When you believe in your ability to overcome fear, your actions become much more purposeful and decisive. Belief transforms your imagined outcomes into expected results. If you truly believe you can succeed, even in the face of fear, your mind will align with that belief, and your body will follow suit. For instance, someone preparing to pitch an idea in front of a group might feel anxiety, but if they believe in the value of their idea and their ability to communicate it effectively, their belief will override the fear. They will take the necessary steps, preparing thoroughly, practicing their delivery, and stepping into the situation with confidence. Belief in their capability gives them the strength to move through the fear, knowing that they have the resources to succeed. Manifestation takes belief and turns it into tangible action. Fear tends to immobilize us because it focuses on the potential of failure, but when you manifest a desired outcome through belief and action, you shift your focus to the steps needed to achieve it. Manifestation is not about passively waiting for things to happen. It's about actively creating the future you desire. By believing in your ability and taking intentional actions aligned with your goals, you begin to manifest your vision into reality. If fear is holding you back from pursuing a new job opportunity, manifestation encourages you to update your resume, network with others, and apply for positions that align with your aspirations. Each action you take brings your dream closer to fruition, reducing the power fear holds over you. As you take more action, your confidence grows, and the fear begins to fade, replaced by the empowerment that comes with moving forward despite it. The combination of imagination, belief, and manifestation enables you to not only confront fear, but to use it as fuel for growth. Rather than allowing fear to dictate your choices, you begin to embrace it as a signal for growth and opportunity. Every time you choose to act, despite the fear, you are strengthening your mental resolve and reinforcing the belief that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Action, driven by imagination and belief, dissolves fear's hold and transforms it into the courage to keep moving forward, no matter how challenging the path may seem. Controlling your emotions is an essential component of transforming mental weakness into strength. Emotions, though natural and often uncontrollable, can either empower you or hinder you, depending on how you respond to them. Imagination, belief, and manifestation each play a vital role in this process, providing tools to guide your emotional responses and shift your mindset from one of reaction to one of empowerment. Imagination is the first key element. When emotions run high, especially in moments of stress or frustration, it can feel as though you're at the mercy of your feelings. However, by using your imagination, you can create alternative mental scenarios that allow you to reframe emotional experiences. For example, if you feel overwhelmed by anxiety before a big presentation, imagine yourself calm, composed, and confident, handling the situation with ease. Visualizing a peaceful and empowered state shifts your emotional focus, creating a mental space where fear or anxiety cannot take full control. Through this practice, your imagination teaches you that emotional responses are not fixed, but can be consciously altered with focused intention. By creating these images of calm and composure, you begin to reinforce that mental state, conditioning your mind to respond differently when faced with stress or intense emotions. Belief plays a powerful role in strengthening your emotional control. When you believe in your ability to manage your emotions, you shift from a mindset of helplessness to one of empowerment. Your belief in yourself becomes the foundation for emotional stability. If you believe that you can stay calm in stressful situations, your emotional responses will align with that belief. For instance, if you are faced with an argument or confrontation, instead of immediately reacting with anger or frustration, your belief in your ability to remain composed will guide your actions. You might focus on taking deep breaths, responding thoughtfully, or even walking away to regain your calm. This belief in your emotional mastery allows you to stay grounded, regardless of external pressures. The more you reinforce this belief through practice, the more your emotional responses become aligned with your true strength, enabling you to control your reactions rather than being controlled by them. Manifestation takes belief and imagination and brings them into real-world practice, turning emotional control from an abstract idea into a lived experience. By manifesting emotional strength, you take proactive steps to reinforce emotional stability in your daily life. Manifestation is about not just visualizing emotional control, but embodying it through consistent actions and thoughts. If your goal is to stay calm and collected, you begin to take the necessary steps to nurture that state, whether it's through practicing mindfulness, engaging in regular meditation, or establishing routines that promote inner peace. As you manifest emotional resilience, your actions reflect your belief in your ability to handle emotions effectively. The more you focus on emotional mastery, the more it becomes a natural part of your daily life. You begin to notice that, over time, your reactions to difficult situations become more measured and thoughtful, and your emotional state remains steady, even in the face of challenges. Through the combined power of imagination, belief, and manifestation, controlling your emotions becomes an ongoing practice of shifting mindset. Imagination gives you the tool to visualize emotional strength. Belief empowers you with the conviction that you can master your emotional responses, and manifestation helps you take real action to reinforce that control. The more you use these tools, the stronger your emotional resilience becomes, and the less mental weakness has a hold on you. You learn to respond to your emotions with intention rather than reaction, transforming your emotional landscape into one of empowerment and mental strength. Focusing on what you want, rather than what you fear, is a powerful practice that shifts your mindset from one of mental weakness to one of mental strength. Fear has a way of drawing your attention to the worst-case scenarios, clouding your mind with doubts and anxieties that can paralyze you. However, by shifting your focus to what you truly desire, and using imagination, belief, and manifestation as tools to support that focus, you can train your mind to move past fear and toward empowerment. Imagination is the first step in transforming your focus. When you allow your mind to focus on fear, it creates vivid images of failure, loss, or regret. These images can overwhelm your thoughts, leading to inaction. However, by consciously choosing to redirect your imagination, you can begin to picture the outcome you want instead. When you imagine success, growth, and fulfillment, you create a mental picture of what is possible, rather than what is feared. For example, if you fear public speaking, instead of imagining yourself stumbling or being judged, you can imagine yourself speaking confidently, engaging your audience, and delivering your message effectively. By creating these positive mental images, you start to retrain your mind to focus on the possibilities of success, shifting your focus away from the fear of failure. Your imagination becomes a tool that helps you see opportunities instead of obstacles, enabling you to approach challenges with a mindset of empowerment. Belief strengthens this shift by providing the foundation for your imagined outcomes. Imagination alone is not enough. Belief is what gives it substance and makes it real. When you believe in your ability to succeed, your focus shifts naturally toward your goals rather than your fears. For instance, someone who believes in their capacity to build a successful business will focus their energy on strategies for growth, innovation, and problem solving, rather than dwelling on the possibility of failure. Belief reinforces the idea that your goals are not only achievable but within your reach. When you have faith in the desired outcome, you begin to view challenges as stepping stones rather than threats. This belief removes the fear from your path, allowing you to approach each situation with confidence and clarity. The more you cultivate this belief, the easier it becomes to focus on what you want, because your belief gives you the assurance that your focus will bring your vision to life. Manifestation takes both imagination and belief and turns them into actionable steps. Fear often paralyzes you by keeping you stuck in a state of inaction, as it focuses on what might go wrong. However, manifestation empowers you to move beyond this state by aligning your actions with your desires. Manifestation is not just about wishing for what you want, but taking practical steps toward it. If you focus on a career change and believe you are capable of making it happen, manifestation urges you to take the necessary actions, updating your resume, networking with others, applying for jobs. These actions are driven by the belief that you can achieve your goals and by the vision you hold in your imagination of what that success looks like. The more you take action in alignment with what you want, the more you reinforce that desire and lessen the power of your fears. Each step you take toward your goals makes the feared outcome less likely, as your focus shifts from imagining failure to creating success through deliberate action. As your imagination, belief, and manifestation work together, they form a powerful cycle that continually reinforces your focus on what you want, not what you fear. The more you imagine positive outcomes, the more you believe they are possible, and the more you manifest them through your actions. Over time, this cycle builds your mental strength, as you realize that focusing on fear only holds you back, while focusing on your desires propels you forward. Your mindset shifts from one of limitation to one of empowerment, where your energy is spent on creating the future you want, rather than worrying about the outcomes you fear. This transformation not only enhances your ability to achieve your goals, but strengthens your ability to face challenges with resilience and confidence. Persistence is a cornerstone of mental strength, as it is the driving force that enables you to keep moving forward, even when faced with setbacks or obstacles. The combination of imagination and belief and manifestation can transform mental weakness into a powerful, unshakable resolve that empowers you to continue pushing toward your goals. These concepts work together to foster persistence, helping you shift from a mindset of doubt and discouragement to one of unwavering determination. Imagination plays a crucial role in persistence by helping you visualize the outcomes you desire. When the journey feels long or the challenges seem insurmountable, it's easy to lose motivation. However, by using your imagination to clearly picture the end result, whether that's achieving a personal goal, overcoming a challenge, or creating something meaningful, you provide your mind with a vivid image of success. This image serves as a reminder of why you're putting in the effort and why the persistence is worth it. For example, if you're working toward completing a long-term project, imagining the sense of accomplishment, the pride you'll feel, or the impact your work will have can keep you going through moments of frustration or fatigue. Imagination makes the end goal tangible, giving you something to hold on to when the going gets tough, and fueling your persistence with the vision of success. Belief reinforces persistence by providing the inner conviction that your efforts will lead to success. Believing in your ability to reach your goal makes the process feel less daunting, even when progress seems slow. When belief is present, setbacks don't seem like insurmountable failures. They are simply part of the process. With belief, you trust that every effort, every attempt, is one step closer to your desired outcome. If you believe that you are capable of running a marathon, even after struggling through training, you keep going because your belief in your ability to finish the race outweighs any temporary discomfort or failure. This belief sustains your persistence, helping you bounce back from challenges and continue on your path with renewed strength and focus. The more deeply you believe in your own potential, the more you are able to endure difficulties without losing sight of the goal. Manifestation takes both imagination and belief and translates them into action. It is the process of actively working toward your goal, step by step, consistently, and with purpose. Persistence requires more than just desire. It requires consistent effort and determination. When you manifest your desired outcome, you align your actions with the vision you've imagined and the belief you hold. Manifestation is not a passive wish for success, but an active engagement with the world, where you take real, tangible steps to make your vision a reality. For example, if you want to build a business, persistence doesn't mean waiting for the perfect opportunity to fall into your lap. It means taking small, consistent actions every day, from researching the market to networking with potential clients, even when results aren't immediate. The act of manifestation through persistent action keeps you focused on your goal, transforming your belief into real-world results. The interplay between imagination, belief, and manifestation creates a cycle of persistence that strengthens your mental resolve. Each time you imagine the outcome, reinforce your belief in achieving it, and take action toward it, you build resilience and mental toughness. Setbacks no longer derail you. Instead, they become opportunities to learn and grow. With every step, your persistence deepens and your mental strength solidifies. The more you persist, the more you believe in your ability to overcome obstacles and achieve your desires. The constant reinforcement of this cycle creates an unshakable mindset, where quitting or giving up no longer feels like an option. It is through persistence that you not only achieve your goals, but also cultivate the mental strength to continue growing, learning, and evolving.